grief. Throwing things all over the place here. Hooch. Wow. Okay, here we go. All right. All right, here we are, everybody. Here we go. So, welcome. Sorry, I'm a little bit late tonight. I had a couple of things going on this evening. I had to tend to. So, this is, of course, the monthly monster paint scheme tonight. Right here on Twitch is, of course, our perk for Twitch subscribers is the monthly monster. I actually started working on this a little bit last night. I got it a head start because next week is the last week of this month, and things are going to be busy. Busy next month. Next week, starting next week, things are going to get crazy busy. And so is next week starting out. So I had a little time last night where I was feeling up to slinging some paint. So I did. I got a little bit of a head start on this week's monthly monster. So if that's okay with everybody, I hope you don't mind. Hope you don't mind that I got a little extra little head start on the February monthly monster, and this is the Wizkids. This is Ice Troll from Wizkids, and it looks like it's a mommy ice troll. So, anyhow, get this done up between tonight, and I may stream tomorrow night, as well as Thursday night this week. We'll see how things go. So, anyhow, I think this is going to be a fun one to finish up. Ice Troll. So we did a kind of a swamp hag sort of a troll for the January one, which was actually done in February, because January was a rough one, but we did the streamiversary first of the February there. So here we are doing our monthly monster over here on the Twitch side, and of course, if when I ever get to a place where we can have memberships on Rumble and YouTube, those will be included in the monthly monster giveaway as well. So, all right. So I used a little bit of Army Painter War Paints Ice Storm. It seemed appropriate for the hair on this fella or lady, as the case may be. And as usual, I made the cardinal mistake of forgetting to paint the mouth and the eyes before I did the face, because that's how I roll sometimes. Apologize for being late tonight. Like I said, I had some other things going on this evening, so I did those, but I'm here now, so about 20 minutes late. I apologize. So I used Ice Storm first. So now I'm going to go over with Gorgon Hide, which is an appropriately named paint for this particular project, I think. And there are 10 subscribers over here on Twitch right now this month, so they'll all have a shot at this particular critter, except for one, and that's the one that's the subscriber that won this troll, which I have to send this stuff out the stuff from the Streamiversary. So that was the troll from the Streamiversary, and that counts as the January monthly monster. So that's going out soon. So shake up this Gorgon hide. Why am I shaking with my arms? Oh, it's like a Harley Davidson. Awful loud, isn't it? Who out there just got woke up? Alright, so we'll put a little Gorgon hide out here on the pallet. Clear the clog here. Clear the clog. Clog clearer. And best $3 you can spend at reaper.com, reapermini.com. Little pokey tool. I think it's just a T-pin that's been dipped in. That's they just they've got a dragon one as well, but it happened to be this was all they had at the time, so skull is it. But I think it's just a T-pin that's been dropped in, and then they pour molten white metal over top of it. But I put a little magnet on there, and since it's definitely a memorable tool, you're not going to lose it. Be so prone to losing it. So they're what, $3-4 I think. So not a bad price for probably one of the most useful tools I've ever had. So let's go ahead and we'll get dry brush out, and we're going to dry brush Gorgon hide onto the furry bits of this critter here. Hey, Black Skull. Sleep in, sweets, yellow sky. Evening from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Sleep in and sweets, you old scalawag you. Well, now that's probably the nicest thing anybody's ever called me. How's it going, Black Skull? Good to see you tonight. How's your weather up there? We're in 20-degree weather with snow. Had snowfall today. Looked like it was going to start sticking to the roads, but it didn't, fortunately. But just going to be dry brushing up a little bit here. You old scalawag you, he says. You say the sweetest things, Black Skull. Guess we'll be seeing each other in about 4 weeks at Adepticon. Looking forward to that. New venue, larger, a lot less crowded. Hello, Pumpkin. How you doing, buddy? You want to come up here and see what's going on? Come on. Come on up. All right, there you go. I've been in the deep freeze frozen food section for 2 weeks. Yeah, so you said. I've been following that. Tomorrow is finally the end of it. Going to be in the 30s and 40s over the weekend. Nice. Now I can take the frozen peas out of my pants. Yeah. Brought to you by Birdseye, right? What's going on, Pumpkin? What's up, pal? Huh? So I have to have the cat inspection here. Professor Pumpkin is on the job here. Make sure you get your paw right in the paint there, buddy. All right. Is everything to your specifications there, pal? Can I put you down? I can't hold I can't hold you and paint the monthly monster there, Mr. Fuzzy Pants. Yeah, you want to do a gravity test, don't you? You want to do a gravity test, huh? Professor Pumpkin's Institute for Gravimetric Studies. Huh? Is that what you're trying to do? Okay, pal. I gotta put you out. I gotta evict you from the pocket dimension, alright? Alright, Professor? I'm gonna put you out. Okay. Alright. Come on now. Come on now. You barged in here. My hands were full. I couldn't stop you. Alright. Out you go. I can't get anything accomplished with you on my lap. We tried it before. Oh. Oh. I love my cat. He's a good boy. Really good cat. One of the best cats I've ever had. I have been working on a completely different project for me. Got a metal set of Lone Stranger minis. Ha ha ha. Just finished Silver the Horse. Almost done with the Lone Stranger on the horse. Doing them up in 1950s black and white TV tones. Oh, wow, that's neat. That's really cool. Do you find yourself humming William Tell while you're doing it? I can't wait to see those. I like the idea of doing it up in black and white tones. That's pretty cool. That's really nifty. Who was that masked man? Well, that was the Lone Ranger. Dun digga dun digga dun 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 dun. I've got a bunch of cowboy figures I need to do up too. I don't think I've got anything that's quite so recognizable though. Most of my stuff is from Knuckle Duster, and there's some not John Wayne type figures I've got, and some not Clint Eastwood type figures, but I don't have any Lone Ranger. So if you are as much of a Lone Ranger fan as I am, Black Skull, what was the Lone Ranger's secret identity? And what other fictional character was he related to? He was Chauncey the Mailman. Not humming, but I did manage to get a Clayton Moore face on him. Nice. Nice. The blends on silver are quite striking. Had to pinch myself to make sure it was me who did it. Did a custom base too. Man, if it's that good that you impress your own self, because I really like the way you do a lot of your comic stuff, that real loose, sketchy style. If you had to pinch yourself to make sure that it was you that did it, then it must be pretty terrific. Then isn't that neat when you surprise yourself? But he was Chauncey the Mailman. Yes, that's correct. He was Chauncey the Mailman. No, his secret identity. He was a lawyer from back east here, and his secret identity was John Reed. And his great grandson was Britt Reed, the Green Hornet. Which the Green Hornet is another masked crusader who uses classical music as a theme. It's the flight of the bumblebee, but they jazz it up quite a bit. But the Green Hornet was a 1930s or 40s, 50s era superhero, mask and hat kind of superhero. And then they also had a TV show for him in the 60s with Bruce Lee on it. Bruce Lee played his sidekick Kato. And it's on YouTube. So there's a couple of Saturday afternoon binge watching sessions. Watch the old Green Hornet. Isn't it interesting? Lone Ranger had Tonto and Green Hornet had Kato. What is it with the ethnic sidekicks and ethnicities that both have been persecuted in America? I think it's giving them a. I don't know. I mean, we could get real minority study about this. So let's say partly I think they were turning the idea of, I guess the idea for like Tonto, I think the idea was probably that Native Americans had just as much stake in law and order as anyone. Robin was the only white guy. Yes, but Robin was a circus performer. And Robin was also an orphan, as you have to be a superhero, evidently. So could he have been perhaps Roma? I don't know. So maybe he was, Of course, his last name was Grayson, right? So that's fairly English last name. But who knows? But if you take minorities and previously oppressed people and put them in a position of being heroic in pop culture, that can't really be a bad thing at all, I think that brings a level of respect up. I think that can help. Oh no, it's all about those circus folk. Probably a carny too. Yeah. Connies. Is that was the one, what was it? Two things that Austin Power hates. Nick Grayson started out as the guess your weight guy. All those games have a gimmick, you know. Well, how's the inspections going there, Black Skull? Everything going good? If you're in a hotel, I guess you're out on the road doing your thing. You ever run across in the old Silent Night security systems? That was the brand name. Really tired of lifting the pole up 40 feet in the air to test the heat detector? Yeah, understandable. I've got some upgrades to do on a place tomorrow. They need to upgrade the GFCIs in the kitchen and the bathrooms, so I'm going to do that. Kitchens, bathrooms, laundry area, all going to get GFCIs. GFCI for the garbage disposal. All for insurance purposes. So I did an inspection on Monday and wrote up my recommendations, and they decided they wanted to go with it. So I get to do that tomorrow. One fella I've got a big job for is on a cruise right now, so I can't do that one. Yes, I run into two every year. Fire hall that is under construction. Both are so old that even Jesus couldn't resurrect them. Congrats! Did they throw in some beer and pizza? No. No. No, this one's through. This one's through the company. So, in fact, I kind of despise guys that will go out and do a quote, and then they'll do a quote, and then they'll kind of surreptitiously go, "Well, this is what it would cost you if you go through the company, but I can do it on the side for this much." I'm like, I ran into that situation with somebody, with an HVAC guy, about 3 months ago, October, November, I think, 4 months ago now, and he, first of all, he didn't really know what he was doing. Second of all, he left the homeowner in a lurch, completely screwed things up. Basically, gave a whole bunch of bull plop reasons, trying to sound like he knew more than he did. I know because I talked to his boss on the phone, and his boss was trying to come at me with the same things, and I'm like, yeah, we're not dealing with. I'm not. You're not giving me that kind of run around, rigmarole, run around. And it was a little bit unprofessional of me, I think, because the homeowner was standing right there when I gave this guy down the road. But the homeowner was like, "I really appreciate you going to bat like that." He goes, "I like what you did." I said, I shouldn't have done that. That was very unprofessional of me." He says, "No, no." He said, "Those guys needed to hear that." I was like, "All right, all right. Well," and so I got him taken care of, fixed up. There was only one thing I couldn't figure out. He had some weird things going on in his office with a receptacle and a switch. The funny thing is, it had worked prior, and I had nothing to do with it. But it worked prior to the HVAC guy being there. I spent as much time as I could. I mean, I don't. If you can't figure out something, sometimes you just have to make it safe and move on and say sorry, because time is money, and you know, good help ain't cheap. Cheap help ain't good, and good help ain't cheap. So it's kind of difficult sometimes to find that balance of where do you say, all right, I'm going to make this safe because I can't figure out what's going on, but your house won't burn down because of me. That garbage happens in the fire device game too, especially around here. Yeah, yeah, understandable. I think this young lady here probably lives up by you there, Black Skull. It is Ice Troll by Wizkids. So I tried to make it look like it's kind of in that cold, icy sort of environment. Now I'm going to get some Cold White by Vallejo. And I actually mixed this up the other night, so it should still be pretty good. So it's a little on the thick side, but that's okay. That's okay. Thick is good for dry brushing. So pick up a little, wipe it out. And because we got that shade mid-tone, we're going to use the white, and we're just going to get the very ends where it's coming out. Just kind of make it all really cold looking. And right here. And right here. Right in the front. Highlight on the top of the head, definitely. Out here, do highlights. We're gonna give her frosted tips. Makes sense, right? She's a nice troll. Why wouldn't we give her frosted tips, right? So we're just gonna kind of dry brush that out to the ends there. Similar here. Try not to. I don't want to knock that mid gray down too much. It's a nice transition from that darker gray. So Miar Ajnable, during the Streamiversary at the beginning of this month, gifted, I think, six or seven subscriptions. So we've got 10 people, 9 really, because We had one that won the monthly monster for last month, or the beginning of this month, I should say. So, as you know, you can't win twice in a row. You can always win more than once through the year, but you can't really win more than twice in a row. So you can win 2, 3, 4 times out of the whole year. You can win up to 6 times in a year. You win the drawing, but that just gives everybody a chance, you know. But the work in progress of Silver, who has been finished now on the Hobby Hounds whips in Discord. All right, well, let's take a look at that real quick. Hi-oh, Silver, away! Let's take a look. Oh, oh, come on now. Oh, wow. Wow. Nice blends. Love the gray tones. I mean, you would probably have gray tones anyway on a white horse, but the fact that it's black and white, and of course the look at this, folks. This is Black Skull's. Look, I got finger goo and grease all over that, but it's Black Skull's horsey from the Lone Stranger set. So use some diffused blues and grays. Yeah, I can see the blue in there, definitely. Looks terrific. I love the base too. Really just getting the highlights on there. But yeah, looks terrific. Looks really great. Nice blends, nice diffused grays and blues. And then the Lone Stranger is probably going to be in grays, because he was in the black and white TV series. He was gray, so he was in grays. But when they went to color, he was in blues. So you've got that. So very nice. Thank you for sharing that with us there, Black Skull. That looked real terrific. Super, super, super. I like painting horses myself, but I've got a slightly different way I go with them. I try to add a little texture to them because they're generally so smooth. So I try to paint in a little texture. Kind of harkening back to the old days of painting miniatures when they didn't have quite so much detail on them. So painting in detail is perfectly acceptable. It's something that a lot of people don't know about. But it can be done. I think I got a nosebleed doing those blends, usually way above my altitude. The bass was tricky because I had to carry the tones from the rider and the horse to the bass like it would be on TV. Yep, it would be. Especially if you're working in black and white and grays. So we're just trying to give her some frosted tips here. Frosted tips, so to speak. I said tips. Well, you did very well, despite the nosebleed. All right, I think that's a good dry brushing on the. I think that gray to blue gray to cool white is going to do nicely there. Of course, that is one drawback that is difficult to fight against. Sometimes when you dry brush, it leaves a little bit of chalkiness, especially with a white. But it gives a little bit of a rough appearance to the figure. I kind of like it. People may also not realize, depending on the show and kind of TV, black and white shows either had some muted greens or muted blues that came through. Yeah, depending on the make of TV and the like. Yep, that's for sure. That is for sure. All right, let's do up her eyes. We'll paint her eyes. So we're gonna go with something warm. Let's go with some yellow. Let's go with a yellow. Let's go with a cool yellow. We don't want to too warm here. So we're gonna go with an ice yellow. Ice yellow is one of my favorite ones here. So I'm gonna go on mute for a moment. All right. No, not the eyes. Save yourself, my friend. I will go for coffee and help. What's that? What's that, Lassie? What's that, girl? Timmy fell down the well. Timmy was trying to do the eyes. Yep, I'm going to go for the eyes. The eyes have it. Well, it's a monster, so they're big enough to probably be all right. So we'll use the Army Painter Kolinsky Masterclass brush. I've never used this brush before. I just grabbed it out of the bucket here. So of course, if you are a Twitch subscriber, when I do the drawing for this, you don't have to be present in chat because it's subscribers, and I have a list of subscribers I can pull up. And that's not to say that subscribing is the only way to win giveaways on my channel. I do have other giveaways that I do from time to time for anybody that is watching. For instance, I have a brand new box set of Warcrow that I want to give away when we reach 400 followers. 400 followers over here on Twitch. So if you're not following on Twitch and you would like to be in the running for the Warcrow set, come on over and follow me on Twitch. Help me get to that 400. Because if you didn't see on the Streamiversary, I have got something really special 500 followers. At 500 followers, I'm going to be doing a drawing for a Lucent lamp from Game Envy, and I'm throwing in a set of Phoenix brushes along with it. So I got a little Game Envy package to give away. The heck with Timmy. Pet me, walk me, take me to the park. That's the way most dogs would be, right? All right, let's put some ice effects on this ice. Let's make it look like she's standing on some ice. We'll get some purples, some dark blues. We'll get a little turquoise or turquoise, some lighter blues. We'll get some turquoise, as old James Wapple would say. Could you imagine June Cartwright thinking Lassie was just begging for food or attention, never ever wondering why Timmy never came home? Yeah, right. Timmy winds up on the back of a milk carton, and then 50 years later, they sell the old house, they sell the farm, and they're poking around, and somebody finds the remains of Timmy. All right, so let's get a little purple here. We get a little purple. Go around this base right here. We want to make it look like, because it's ice is darker. Ice generally tends to be darker the further down you go. So we're just gonna go right around the edge here. Make it look like she's standing out here with a little bit of ice on a little ice floe. And it's okay if it's still a little wet. Don't mind mixing. Or better yet, all that trauma spent in the well and his parents abandoning him. Timmy becomes Batman. There you go. That's even better. I like that. Timmy becoming Batman. Who are you? I'm Batman. That was part of the Frank Miller's Batman. Was Bruce Wayne actually fell down into the Batcave and evidently got pretty scared of the bats, so he decided that was probably the most scary thing he lived through, so he added it to his, he said, that's why I'm going to be Batman. And we'll get a little bit of this dark blue right there, and we'll let those blend together. Give a little blend to those. That was not a good mix on that. I thought that mixed a bit better. Oh well. Jimmy Olsen becomes Robin, and Billy Mummy from Lost in Space becomes the Joker. Nice. Bill Mummy as the Joker. Now that would have been pretty interesting. There we go. A little magic blue from Game Color Vallejo, as some pretentious people from Europe would say. It's Vallejo. Vallejo. We just say Vallejo here. It's okay. Nobody cares. It's all right. And we'll let those blend and mix that a bit. Smithers, we'll let that blend, mix it a bit. Actually, as I understand, I think Squidmar is actually going to be at Adepticon this year. We got a lot of people coming over from Europe this year. I think Squidmar, Emil, and his buddy, his partner in crime there, and Chris Peach is coming over, and I think Louise Sugden is coming. We got all sorts of notables coming over. So, Black Skull, definitely want to see you at the content creator meetup if you make it on Wednesday evening. If I can get away from setup, I'll definitely be there. It goes from 5 to 8, so I should be able to get over there for an hour or two. Depends on when we get to the venue and how quickly we're able to get set up. Marco's coming again. Yeah. And I know the first year I got to go was 2018. And or no, was it 2019? 2018 or 2019? 2019, I think I got to go. Was the first one. And evidently, Henry Cavill was there, but he was in disguise. Which makes sense. Oh yeah, okay. Yep. All right. Ed's wife is driving into Milwaukee. He's letting you park the Batmobile in his garage. Nice. Okay, we got a bot trying to sell us views. Good grief. And we're gonna ban you. Put the ban hammer out. And we're gonna report. Spam, scam, bots. Next. Bot at 48. What would you say? 15. Block dead user. All right. Excellent. One message. Hey, Kristen Seeger, how you doing? How's everything going? Check out the horse in work in progress on the Discord. That is our friend Black Skull. He's painting up a not Lone Ranger figure, and that is Silver the horse. So I want you to take a look at his blends and the colors he used. He's going for a black and white look. So check that out on the Discord whenever you get a chance there, Kristen. I think you'll enjoy it. Nice job on your green dragon, by the way. I've been following that in the pit. So, folks, if you want to get some friendly criticism, that's a weird oxymoron, isn't it? Feel free to hop over to my Discord and join that Discord. And if you want to have some friendly advice on, or get ideas on what's your next steps or ways you can improve on your painting, drop your work in the pit. The pit is where we do our critiques. Anywhere else on the site, critique is not allowed. But if you put it in the pit, Better be ready. The pit is like the Thunderdome. Yeah, I thought it was really nice too. So, but yeah, Black Skull does some really good work, Kristen. You should see his cartoony type sketch work. He's done some really amazing stuff with the Marvel um, Marvel United, kind of the chibi sort of figures. Pretty neat stuff. Definitely, if you get a chance to follow his work on Instagram, as well as if you go over to Ed Monster Den Minis, he's got a Discord as well. I think you'd probably enjoy being over there as well. Lots of great talent there. Oh, lots of people hang out on that Discord actually. So gave up on the green, couldn't get it to work the way you wanted, so it's blue and teal now. Well, that's all right. I mean, it was looking good. That purple was working for you on there, by the way. I think I mentioned that. But pivoting and trying something else. You know, the thing is the only person you have to please when you're painting is yourself. So, if it wasn't working and you weren't happy with it, well, guess what? You can change it. You're allowed to do that. There is no sanctioning body that is going to tell you not to do it. Nobody can tell you you're wrong for changing your mind. And you know what? Here's a big secret about painting. It's only paint. It's only paint. You can do what you want to do. Oh no, that's the new picture, she says. Let's see. Let's see. Oh. But that's the secret about painting. It's only paint. As long as it's down thin, you can always paint over it. If it's thick, why is it thick? Do you want it thick? You know, over the years, I've seen thin your paints always be one of the first things people will say about painting. And sometimes that's true. Other times, it's hard to tell because you can only tell so much from a picture. You know? Can only tell so much from a picture. Alright. I'm going to grab a little ivory here. I think I'm going to grab some ivory if I can find it. Let's see. Pale sand. Oh, here it is. It's up here. Ivory. I'll have to look at the new picture whenever I get a chance, sir. Kristen. So the green dragon with the golden one is the old picture. Okay. So there's a new picture. Okay. Let's take a look. Oh, reach across here. Let's see. Do. The pit. Okay. All right. Okay. Wow. So Nice. I like what you're working with the textures. That's good. Here's something I really like. I always like to see nice highlights. These are good highlights on the claws here, and you've blended a little bit too. Looks like you got a little bit of blue to lighter blue blending for your. This kind of happened naturally, and then you went ahead and did your highlights anyway. That looks good. That looks good. And then you went with the blue and threw some teal in there. Teal back down here. Nice. Nice. Looking good. Looking good. And then you're still waiting on the yellow paint to go from yellow here out to red out here. So, like I said, that's the only thing I would say to be cautious of is it's easy to get your paint your fire backward. So here would be like you could even go up to an ivory, mix ivory with yellow and get it really bright here, and then yellowish, and then red out here, and then the red kind of fades, orange to red. So white hot, little ivory in your yellow, um, orange, red, and then maybe your duller red, and even you could even take it out to a little bit of a black, where there might be a little bit of soot coming out of there too. But that's the only thing. Of course, it's a baby dragon, so maybe his flames aren't quite so intense. So you can tell your own story, but that's it's always something to be concerned with. Is we start miniatures, we start skin and bones and hair and clothes. We go from dark to mid-tone to light. Well, fire is just opposite that. So we start light to mid-tone to dark. The further away it gets from the ignition source. But you knew that already. That's the only thing I would say. But this is looking really terrific. I like you've got some good shading going on here between these. And something else I like. Now, I'm a big fan of a loose style. I am a fan of a loose style, and you've got a good loose style here. You're just kind of hitting, just kind of choop 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 choop. You're blending where it blends. You're letting it kind of do its thing, but then you're not really forcing things. So you just kind of get the nice highlights, just quick, and you got some good shading here. And what I like here is you've got a nice difference in tone. So right here you've got a slightly different tone than here, but you have a lot of brightness right in this area. So the brightness right in here really it pushes your eye to the face, and the face is one of the most important parts of any miniature is the face. So nice job. Keep up the good work, and I'll be looking forward to seeing this when you get your yellow paint, because I know it's coming. So very good, very good. The belly was all blue and purple wash. Well, and see, that's the thing is. Sometimes people will poo-poo washes and they say, "Well, that's hobby cheating." Well, that's just cheating. You're not doing. Well, there's nothing wrong with cheating. Go ask Vince Venturella, right? But good hobby cheats are good for everybody. They're good for you. They're good for your viewers. They're good for your model. Use what works for you. And if you like working in washes, if you like working in contrast paints. Contrast paints are a whole thing that you can actually use in such a way to where they're not actually looking splotchy. A lot of times the contrast and speed paint lines sometimes will look splotchy and the like, but you can use those to sketch in what you want to do. And there's some people that really poo-poo that kind of thing. I think if they work for you, go with them. I think that if they give you a good result, there is I believe it's Sarastro's painting that has got a whole line of tutorials on doing basing or base coats or basing your kind of sketching in with um, kind of sketching in with speed paints and then letting kind of working a gradient out with your more opaque paints. Some really fascinating stuff. I mean, I want to say it's Sarastro, I think is the gentleman's name. Definitely check him out. But yeah, the purple, but using washes to accomplish a paint job is just fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Mission accomplished. Terrific work. Thank you very much for sharing. It takes a brave person to share your work with others. But all right. Let's see. Need to do up his tongue, her tongue. This is a her, not a him. Evidently. So, I'm gonna get their tongue there. So I need to get something. I want to get a warm tone maybe. Maybe I'll use an orange. Orange. We'll use game color orange here. We'll use some game color orange. It's a nice contrast to the purple. Pick up a little yellow too. What do you say? We'll pick up a little yellow. Mix it into this orange, lighten that up just a smidge. And we're going to get rid of this errant hair here. This hair is named Aaron. No, it's errant, not Aaron. I said Aaron hair. Errant hair, not Aaron hair. Why would I say Aaron hair? It's an errant hair. Alright. So we'll just reach into her mouth. We'll make like the dentist. And paint that tongue there. Thusly. Looks like there's some teeth back there. I don't know how hard I want to go on trying to get those teeth. Let's go ahead and try to get those teeth. They're not too big. They're kind of hard to get to, aren't they? They're not too big. Hard to believe that this sculpt would be quite so detailed for being cheap plastic PVC. And we'll just get a little ivory on there as well. That gives a nice. That's nice. That's a little. Gives a little bit extra there. Let's take a little bit of this light blue here and clean up. Do a little work around this nose here. I think that white. I think I hit a little hard with that white, even though I don't have another color of this blue right here in the face so much. Let's work that in. just a little bit right here. And then what we'll do is we'll thin that down with just a little bit of water. Blend it. Not really a wet blend, it's kind of a wet to dry blend. Kind of feathering it out with a little water here so it doesn't overpower its neighbors. Maybe that's the wrong color blue. Too warm of a blue. That's okay. We'll just kind of thin it down a little and let it do its thing. Wipe it away. It's okay, we can wipe it away a little bit. I think that's not terrible right there. Almost looks more like a 5 o'clock shadow than anything, doesn't it? Maybe we'll hit this purple back just a smidge. Like I said, it's only paint, and if we don't like it, we can always change it just a little bit. Sadly, man, a new mini will be here before my yellow paint. Well, that sounds like a dilemma to me. Your new mini will be here before your yellow paint. That I don't know, whatever shall you do. Don't know whatever shall you do with that, Kristen. That is something that sounds almost tragic. Hopefully you don't have no mistakes, just happy accidents. Exactly, no mistakes, just happy accidents. So your new mini will be here before your yellow paint. I've got a lot of minis here before my paints. Oh, I never have to order another miniature in my life, I think. One day you too shall have a pile of opportunity. Some people call it a pile of shame. There's no shame. It's just opportunity. That's the problem with being a wargamer. You go, well, you know what? I can start this little project. I'll start this little project. It's very ADHD. And, FOMO is a thing. It's definitely something that be conscious of. Sometimes it can take a lot of self-control to not give in to the FOMO. Oh, that's right, you will. You very, very, very likely may give in to all the bad habits, Kristen. I need to find someone close to here with a printer so I don't have to wait as long. Well, there you go. And see, that's how it begins. That's how it begins. All right, I'm going to give her some pupils because she's a teacher, right? So she needs pupils. This is red pupils. should say red irises, so we could still have black pupils on red irises. But I don't know if I'm going to go with quite that far. That's usually about as far as I go. Tell me about 8 being shipped and 3 in the cart. See? And it begins, Kristen. It begins. One of us, one of us, one of us. Very true. All right. Well, you've gotten right into this miniature life. Miniature life didn't find me. I didn't find the miniature life. The miniature life found me. All right. Found a good used paint mixer at the hobby store. Excellent, excellent, excellent. You're gonna really get a lot of good use out of that. I've got the mixer that I got, and I tell you what, it does a lot better than shaking just by hand. So, all right. So the base is ready to go. We're going to do the base next. All right. So I'm going to get some Vallejo foam snow. Let's see. This one I think is the one I used. Yes. So we're going to get some foam snow here. And we'll get a little bit of this and squish that out. And I'll get a little bit of light, really light blue in there maybe. I'll put some crystal blue in, just a smidge. I don't need a mechanical shaker. I just stop having coffee for 24 hours and the shakes I get mix my paints like silk and butter. I hear you there, Black Skull. Or, I mean, just miss a couple of meals. That'll give you the shakes too, right? So we'll get this. Add a little white there. A little cold white to that bright blue. Add a little white to your blue, a little blue to your white, so that you're not really necessarily painting snow solely with snow has a little bit of color to it. Blue or gray blue. So don't be afraid to throw a little bit of color into your mix when you're doing snow. And then you can always go back over and add a little white on top of your snow. Just get kids and pay them a nickel a bottle to shake. Nice. Nice. Quantum, always a thinker and entrepreneur. Yes, absolutely. Hey, how's it going, Quantum? Good to see you. Glad you could stop in tonight. Kristen Seeger. I don't know about the yellow snow. Frank Zappa said don't eat the yellow snow. So I'm going to listen to Frank on that one. I think I'm going to listen to old Frank's. So. How's Quantum doing tonight? How's everything going today, considering? I'm going to add a little bit of snow flock here. Give a little texture. Yes, folks, it is it actually is Woodland Scenics Snow Flock. It really is. So I'm taking the old busted up nasty old paintbrush here And we're going to mix in a little bit of this white blue in here. Mix in a little bit of that. We'll fluff it up with that unwinding after a long day of fixing unit tests for updated software. Wise beyond years, yes, he was. Well, that sounds busy there, Quantum. Hobby time has come to sitting in a hotel room 200 miles from home, drinking ginger ale and painting the rear end of an undead mule. Well, I don't know. There's worse things in life there, Black Skull. I mean, it could be you could be trying to paint the rear end of a real live mule. I mean, I don't know what they get up to in North Dakota. I know about some of the shenanigans my granddad got into in South Dakota when he was a kid. I don't see how y'all handle this weather. Y'all can have it back. The undead mule could be from GW. You got some of the Arctic blast down there, do you, Kristen? Yeah. Well, we do. We know that it lasts only so long, and I'm not quite as far north as those fellers. So, I think Black Skull's got about the worst of it when it comes to wintertime weather. Of course, summertime in the Dakotas can be pretty brutal too. Of course, I gotta say I much like the Black Hills in summertime. was 80 degrees yesterday, so I'm definitely not used to it. Blank Lawrence Welk, Lutefisk, ice fishing, and Lutheran polka cults for this fridge red. I, you know, you could be onto something there, Black Skull. Especially Lawrence Welk, that guy. Did you know there was a time in this country before there was such a thing as cable TV, and Saturday night at 7 o'clock was always Lawrence Welk? It was just what people watched. All right, I think her base is all done and good to go. I might add a little bit more over here. Just get a little more texture up. It's going to take a while to dry. This stuff is thick. It's like a thick acrylic base. Paste sort of stuff. And I added in a little bit of actual snow flock. So, but yeah, there we go. I think she's a done. Oh, missed a spot. Hey, Paladin. Good to see you over there on the YouTube side. I didn't see you sign in there. I was my head was down. I was looking at what I was doing. Glad to have you. How's Paladin doing today? So this is the monthly monster for the Twitch subscribers here. So I think we'll go ahead, since I'm going to call her done. Teeth are done, tongue is done, eyes are done, face is done. Good highlighting, kind of quick and dirty. I did kind of cheat and do some last night, but that's only because this month is almost over. And yeah, next month is going to be crazy. So if I can get an early start on next month's a little bit. Yes, Quandam. Hey, Blades, how you doing? Well, folks, it's all over now. Blades is here. Yeah, Quandam, it is a her. It is definitely a her. You can tell by the long hair. All right, I am going to set this young lady aside here. And I'm going to pull up. Hide your paints and dog treats, Blades 81 is here. That's right, she is. She'll rob you blind. She wins everything. So I'm going to bring up the Wheel of Fate here. Wheel of Names. Oh. Okay, Wheel of Names. I'm going to go over here to Twitch. Yes, yes, you do. Let's see. And I'm going to get my subscriptions list here. Over here, come here. Tabs slow me down. Tabs slow down the old computer. Computer is slow. Sorry, folks. Computer is the slow. Let's see. As often as I've done this, I should remember which section it's under here. It is... Here we go. All right. Open that list. And we're going to open it with there. Slow computer, sorry folks. It's coming. Just hold on. There we go. Okay, let's see. Okay. Clear this out so we can just go with what we got, and we'll just do this. There's one. There's two. There's three. 25. I think Drago is out of the running because I think he is out down in South America. So Mrs. Miar. Miar. Painterly Get. Alright, so here's who I got for subscribers for tonight's. And Kristen, since you won last month's, this month is a sit out for you, so it gives somebody else a chance. But you'll definitely be in the running for next month's as well. So that's the only thing, is you can't win 2 months in a row if you maintain your subscription. So we got your boy Heavy T, we got Yoda 151, we got DD Minis, we got Dollar Dylan, we got Wargamer Girl, we got Drago Bonko, who I think is actually I think he is actually in. You gotta be you gotta be a resident of United States or Canada, not Quebec. So I got your boy Heavy T, Yoda 151, DD Minis, Dollar Dylan, Wargamer Girl, Miar, Mrs. Miar, Painterly Get. So that's who I got for the Wheel of Names. We're going to go ahead and spin it round and see who gets an ice troll during this wintry weather. So here we go. Everybody ready? So we got everyone over here and everyone over here. All right, here we go. Wheel of Names, click to spin. Oh, Mrs. Miar. All right. Very cool, Mrs. Miar. Mrs. Miar got the ice troll. So Quantum says congrats, winner. All right. So Mrs. Miar won the ice troll. There's a couple of wee beasties that have wound up in the Miar household. So this is another one. So I'll send that out with her package. So I'll be sending out packages from the streamiversary here before too long. Just been. It always takes a little time to get caught up on that sort of thing. So. All right. Very cool. Well, everybody, it is almost 11 o'clock. We made it. We finished up. We finished up the monthly monster. We did our drawing. And yeah. So. Okay. Okay, Blades. Very cool. Rigged in the second best possible way. Very cool. All right. Well, that's it. We made it. We did it. We did our almost 2 hours because I got in a little bit late from what I was doing this evening. So, but thank you all for being here this evening. And of course, um, I may stream tomorrow night since I've got more of a free evening tomorrow. So I may stream tomorrow night. It just depends. I don't know. It's tomorrow night. If I'm on, it'll be a bonus. It'll be cool. But of course, I should be on Thursday. I didn't make last Thursday because I was working. I wound up working late. I was wiped out. I got home. It would have been just right in time to start streams, but I just didn't have. I was too pooped to pop. So we'll tack the extra time you owe us onto your beverage bill. All right, Black Skull. I mean, it was only like 20 minutes. So, but all right. So very cool, very cool. So to Rumble, I say good night. Good night, Rumble, Rumbloids, Rumblers. To YouTube, I say good night. And to Twitch, you know what I always say to my